So if we say it's a bit chilly, this means that it's really, it's not very, very cold, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's more than cold, but not freezing. Okay?
Do you understand everything?
Сильно холодно, да?
Не сильно. Прохолодно.
Зараз запишу.
So I imagine in Ukraine at the moment, in your homes, it's a bit chilly. Not freezing, but it's chilly. Olena, I think it's chilly in your house. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly. Maybe you need 1 or 2 jumpers because it's quite cold.
One jump.
One. But it's chilly, yeah. Okay, yeah. Freezing is where there is ice. Okay, when it's really cold, where the temperature is -0, when it's freezing. A blizzard. Ooh. A blizzard is where there is a big snowstorm. A storm with snow is called a blizzard, and you can't see. That's called a blizzard.
Хуртовина.
Okay, frost. Frost is where there's ice on the ground. Okay, or maybe on your car or on the pavement. Frost. There's often frost in the mornings in England at the moment. It's really, really frosty. When I wake up and I look out of the window, the garden is really frosty and there is frost on the ground. Okay, so when the next word, a flurry of snow, a flurry of snow. We might say a flurry, or we might say a dusting of snow, a dusting of snow. That means it's very light snow that does not stay on the ground. A flurry or a dusting of snow.
Якщо не зрозуміло, запитуйте. If you do not understand.
Зрозуміло.
Okay, next word, slush. Slush. Slush is snow or ice that is partly melted. So often the roads get a lot of slush because the cars go over the ice and the snow, and it's like black. It's like black snow that's a little bit melted. That's called slush. Not freezing. Okay, all this is to do with snow or ice. Okay, next word is about rain. And when it is raining very lightly, when it's not much rain, we call this drizzle. Drizzle. And it does a lot of this in England. It drizzles a lot. The next word, spitting. It's light. Oh, that should say lighter. It's lighter than drizzle. So spitting means little tiny spots, little tiny, tiny, tiny bits of rain, spitting. Okay, when the heavens open, that means it pours with rain. There's a lot of rain. It's pouring with rain. We sometimes say, oh, the heavens opened this afternoon, meaning it's pouring with rain.
Елена, pouring.
Pouring with rain. Pouring with rain.
Проливний дощ.
Here. Can you see that? Elena? Yeah. Can you highlight the words as I go down?
Yeah, sure. Pouring.
Pouring, that's a really good word. Yeah, pouring with rain means it's raining a lot. And sometimes we say, oh, if you're talking about the past, the heavens opened. The heavens opened meant it was really, really raining. And we also might say, it's chucking it down. It's chucking it down. Next line, it's chucking it down. That means it's really heavy rain.
Do you use the expression raining cats and dogs?
Not really.
It's American.
It's something that people like to think is an idiom that English people use.
Somebody, not an English, invented it.
You might very, very occasionally use it, but it's not something we would say normally.
I see.
But you would hear it, but it's not. You wouldn't often use it in your everyday conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's chucking it down. Damp or slightly damp. Do you know what damp means? Damp is when you get a little bit wet. A little bit wet. Not very wet, just a bit wet.
Вологість.
If you get very, very wet, Elena, you can add this. If you get really wet, you say you are dripping. Dripping. Dripping.
Dripping?
Yeah, D-R-I-P-P-I-N-G. Dripping. That means if your clothes get really, really wet. If your clothes get a little bit wet, it's damp. Okay. The next word is overcast. Overcast. So when the clouds are covering the sky, when the day is grey and there is no light in the sky, we might often say it's overcast or it's a bit overcast. Where there's no, where you can't, where you can't see much light in the sky. Next line, it's dark overhead. It's dark overhead. That's when the clouds above you are black and you know that it's going to rain. So it's dark overhead. The clouds are black. Next one, there's a storm overhead. That means above you, there is a storm. And a storm is where there's wind and rain, maybe thunder and lightning. The next line, the wind is picking up. That means the wind is getting stronger. So maybe let's put in, can you put in a breeze, please? Breeze. So a breeze is a very light wind, a very light wind. And then if the breeze gets stronger, we might say, oh, the wind is picking up. The wind is picking up. And then a really, really strong storm is called a gale. It's really strong. It's a gale, it's very strong. Now, the last three words are all to do with being hot. So it's baking hot, means it's very, very hot. It's baking hot, or it's baking. It's scorching, means it's very hot, or it's boiling, is also very hot. So scorching, baking, or boiling all means the weather's really hot. And this does not happen in England very much.
But not the previous year.
Yeah, last year was pretty hot. It was, we might say last year was a scorcher. It was a scorcher. Because it did get very hot. And in fact, I think last year we had a drought. A drought because there was no rain. GHT, D-R-O-U-G-H-T. D-R-O-U-G-H-T. Oh,
No,
you.
Yeah, but I got it.
You've got, yeah, drought. Drought means no rain.
Посуха.
Okay, my friends, does everybody understand those words?